The final stage of the Biden will be on drugs arc is taking place right now. We've been covering this since March. What the State of the Union, I think, was around March 7th or 8th, something like that. Since Joe Biden gave a completely reasonable State of the Union address, MAGA has increasingly been claiming that Biden is on some kind of performance-enhancing drugs. They struggle to tell us what drugs those are. They struggle to acknowledge that it is actually Trump who has appeared to be on stimulants at different times in his life and during his political career. But they're insisting, and they've been ramping it up more and more as tonight's debate approaches. And here is sort of the cherry on top of this. Speaker Mike Johnson, MAGA Mike Johnson, once again suggesting Joe Biden will be hopped up on energy drinks. And the funny thing about where this is ending is, as they have failed to convincingly make the case of any actual pharmaceutical that Joe Biden is taking, they've kind of stepped back towards its caffeine energy drinks and sodas with caffeine like Mountain Dew, which feels very weak if that's the best they can do, because Trump is known to have a dozen Diet Cokes a day, which are loaded with caffeine. So it's all become quite flaccid by the end of it.
Like many, I look forward to hearing Donald Trump lay out his vision for the country. It's a positive vision.
He has no vision.
It's a forward vision. He is excited. I talked to him, spent a lot of time with him last week down at Mar-a-Lago, and then on the phone over the weekend, and he's in a very good place. And I expect that you're going to see a sharp contrast between President Trump's positive agenda and Joe Biden's proven weakness. And I did a lot of media over the last several days, and everybody wants to know which Joe Biden's going to show up. And look, my summary is this. It doesn't matter if he drinks a whole gallon of energy drinks. He's not going to be able to match the acumen and the readiness of Donald Trump. And that's what we expect.
Yeah, that's quite a delusional expectation for MAGA Mike Johnson. But listen, anything is possible. Either one of them, we might get to final proof of Homo sapiens being capable of spontaneous combustion tonight. We might finally see either Trump or Biden just explode in a physical and literal sense on the stage. Anything could happen. I don't think that Trump is going to show up and wow the country with his positive vision and agenda for America, because such a vision doesn't exist. Michael Cohen put out a good tweet where he said, quote, "It's hilarious to watch Republicans who spent weeks depicting Biden as old and enfeebled suddenly realize that they've foolishly lowered expectations for the debate, and with days to go, desperately pivot to he'll do great because he's on something." Yeah, and this is a case we've made. The lowering of the bar has backfired so severely on them now for 4 years running that they've switched to, it'll be good, he'll be good, but only because of drugs, which are maybe only caffeine, which Trump is regularly hopped up on himself. Now, one other thing I do want to say about MAGA Mike Johnson and others, who they don't use the same language as the more extreme MAGA people, but they still end up giving the same message. Like, yes, Biden will be on something. There's a really interesting development to think about here. A lot of the MAGA world people who understand I will sound insane if I actually talk about Biden being on Provigil, so instead I'll talk about energy drinks. They have done something that's quite interesting. They've developed like sanitized versions of the Trump world conspiracy theories, because what they want to do is appeal to the base and not appear disloyal to Trump. MAGA world has gone fully in on Biden's on drugs. So MAGA Mike Johnson has to figure out some way to thread the needle. I need a sanitized version of this conspiracy theory, but I don't want to sound like a total nut job. And so the way I'll do it is I'll refer to energy drinks, or they'll talk about caffeine, or they'll talk about Mountain Dew. And it's just a slightly less obviously insane seeming conspiracy theory that attempts to both please Trump because you're on message, but also not sound as outwardly insane. Will it work? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see tonight. In today's insane media landscape, to stay informed and prepare for the show, I turn to trustworthy publications of record like the Washington Post. No one can beat the Washington Post's track record of investigative journalism and speaking truth to power. And now the Washington Post is a sponsor of the David Pakman Show. Did you know the Post offers a cool feature for audio lovers like you? You can actually listen to articles in addition to reading them, so you can tackle your to-do list and catch up on the news at the same time. And if you thought the Washington Post only covered politics, think again. You name it, they cover it. Climate and culture, crosswords and cooking. The Washington Post helps you discover a world of surprising stories, important insights, and actionable advice. It's important to me that this show only be sponsored by a reputable news organization like the Washington Post, and my audience needs to stay informed. You really need a daily newspaper to read online to do that. From May 21st to June 3rd, my audience can subscribe for just 25 cents per week for their first year. That's 90% off their typical offer. Go to washingtonpost.com/Pacman. And after June 3, they still have a great deal for you at 50 cents a week. The link is in the description.